Republicans have promised a future Senate vote on that. The House at this point has not committed to taking it up.
It'll be a while until things get straightened out at the airports. The FAA no longer increasing those flight reductions. However, they'll stay at 6% for all the major, 40 of them, major airports.
The FAA is saying that the number of canceled flights has steadily gone down. 900 flights were canceled yesterday, but there were 2,400 on Monday. The original order had said that the number of flights restricted would go up to 8% today and 10% Friday. Again, that is not going to happen.
The Department of Transportation says the decision came after seeing a rapid decline in controller callouts. 6% will remain in place until the FAA decides operations are deemed safe and can be normal again.
Now, the group Airlines for America is estimating operations will be back to normal by Thanksgiving because of the government reopening. So cross fingers on that.
Everyone's talking about it, of course. Many people on social media simply thankful that this whole thing is over, saying it shouldn't have taken this long to begin with.
This morning, there are new details emerging about that mobile home fire in which the bodies of 2 murdered children were discovered.
The arrest report details what the suspect and witnesses told authorities after the mobile home caught fire last week.
WEAR's Aria Circa live this morning with some of the details from this report. I'll let you pick it up from here.
Yeah, WEAR obtained the arrest report for 27-year-old John Walston, showing that he is facing 2 counts of premeditated murder, sexual abuse of a victim under 12 years old, arson, and animal cruelty. The report reveals a 3rd child who managed to escape. It shows the 12-year-old child initially told investigators that a Jamaican man was seen in his doorway holding a Molotov cocktail and a flamethrower. The sheriff saying they do not believe that story. According to Walston's arrest report, Walston told investigators he sexually assaulted one of the children. He then said he started drinking and began to feel depressed, killed the children, and set the home on fire. Walston also told investigators he spared the other child, saying, quote, "He's my best friend." The 7-page report concludes saying based on the facts and evidence, as well as Walston's admission to guilt, he was placed under arrest. Many of our viewers still wonder why the children were staying at this man's house.
As we understand right now, they were acquaintances, the mother of the children and this felon. From what we understand, they were staying there as a convenience, I guess. It's certainly something that we will have to look into. I mean, why were they over there? Why weren't they at the other trailer? And why these particular children were at that trailer and not other children? As I understand, there are siblings as well. Everything's suspicious to us.
One of the victims, Raiden Smith, his father spoke with WEAR over the phone, questioning why the kids were staying the night at a grown man's home, not knowing why they went over there to begin with. Now, Walston is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow. That's Friday. WEAR will continue following this story and bring you updates on air, right here on air, and on our website. Laura, Jared.
Thank you, Aria. Hundreds of comments continuing to come in on social media. So much about the children. Naomi saying this is just awful, those poor children.
And from Ashley asked about a motive, saying, why? Why kill those innocent babies? We've been covering this story since it broke, and you can scan the QR code on your screen any minute to see our breakdown of the investigation. You can also go to WEARTV.com and find out more about this story. Good morning. It is 7:05. Welcome to the Morning Current, and a beautiful day dawns along the Gulf Coast. And several in store. This is exciting, Brooke. A lot of times by mid-November, it's anybody's guess, but we're loving what you got up for us.
Yeah, and it's looking like a trend well into next week. So we're not really looking at too much of a shakeup now. We did have that very cold stretch at the beginning of this week. It only lasted a couple of days, and now we're already warmer. We do have the sunshine. We have the clear skies for now. We'll have a few clouds moving in for your afternoon. It's really not going to be a big impact. You'll just notice it looks a little different by the afternoon. No rain with it. Your radar will still be dry. You're just going to have just a little touch of those clouds building through. Your temperatures right now in the 40s and the 50s. It is looking very mild, and we're going to continue to warm up into the 70s again today. It's actually slightly warmer than yesterday. As we go into your afternoon, it does come with a calm wind, so we're not really looking at too much of a breeze today. Very variable winds by the afternoon. As you head out the door, we're starting off in the 50s right now. We will get into the 60s pretty quickly. As you head into the rest of your morning, by 9 a.m. we should already be around 65, 71 by 11 a.m. and we will get into those mid-70s for your high. So very nice start to your day. We will have temperatures tonight back into the 60s and 50s. Tomorrow morning we should wake up back in the 50s.
Let's get a look outside. Speaking of the beautiful weather, take a look at the 3 Mile Bridge and the bay this morning. Light traffic on the 3 Mile. We have no reports of anything that might slow you down.
State and local leaders got together yesterday to break ground on the Regional Traffic Management Center. This facility will use cameras and other high-tech devices to make the roads more efficient, they say, and to keep traffic flowing more smoothly.
It's going to be built on North W Street, cost about $20 million. The Florida Department of Transportation paying for it all. Several years away from it being completed, of course, and their goal is to cut down on crashes on our roadways.
The hub will oversee 380 plus traffic signals in both Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. They say some of the work will be to decrease wait times at traffic lights. They'll be using AI and prototype technology to allow traffic light timers to be changed in real time. Also
cameras, as you might expect, they say, for faster incident detection and quicker response for paramedics.
Since we shared this story online, we've been getting some thoughts from you, like from Carl, who said, how about synchronize the lights we have? That would help tenfold.
And from Chris, I would say they need to break ground on a system that lets people know they can't go under the graffiti bridge over a certain height. But honestly, at this point, it's really entertainment for all of us.
Yeah, don't give up a free show, right? Still no winner in the mega lottery jackpots this week.
Nobody matched all the numbers in last night's Powerball either. The jackpot for the Powerball, a paltry $546 million. That'll go up as tickets are being sold at $2 a piece.
And a paltry in comparison to Mega Millions, of course, where the jackpot is creeping close to $1 billion. Tomorrow night's specific number, $965 million, the 8th largest in game history. Those tickets are $5.
Here on the Morning Current, we love to see what's going on in your world. One way you can do that is through Chime In. Send us your pictures of what's happening in your life. You can text WEAR-TV to 95577. Simpler still, chime in from our website.
Much more ahead on the Morning Current. A shooting in Warrington under investigation. What deputies say led to a man being shot.
And a social media influencer now ordered to pay close to $2 million. It's an interesting story about why she has to pay up. Oh, is it time for a coffee break already?
Hey, it's National Kindness Day, by the way. Whatever that inspires you to. Cheers.
The attorneys for former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James are in court today.
And they are focused on trying to disqualify interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Lindsay Halligan. You know who she is. Attorneys are going to argue a U.S. attorney can only serve 120 days on a temporary basis before they would need to be confirmed by the Senate. And that time elapsed for Halligan back in September.
She was installed as the interim U.S. Attorney for the Judicial District in September. The attorneys are arguing the clock should not be reset when the new person is appointed. If the judge agrees, the decision could be a fatal blow to the cases against both Comey and James.
Halligan is the only federal prosecutor who actually signed their indictments. The indictments were approved by a federal grand jury in the fall.
Comey pleading not guilty to federal charges of giving false statements and obstruction of a congressional proceeding for allegedly lying to Congress during testimony in 2020.
And Letitia James has also entered a not guilty plea. The charges against her are fraud and making false statements to a financial institution. This was in connection to a home she bought in Norfolk, Virginia. Both trials tentatively set for January.
We're making the effort to find out more about the person who has been detained after a man was shot in Warrington.
It happened yesterday on Marino Court about 2:40 in the afternoon. That's near Old Coreyfield Road. Deputies say two women got in a fight. One woman called her boyfriend, and another man showed up as well.
Now, the deputies say the boyfriend shot the other man in the leg. He was taken to the hospital with a non-life-threatening injury. Deputies are unsure if the victim was armed. No other details have been released.
A Shalimar man in the Okaloosa County Jail this morning. He's accused in a hit-and-run crash near Beale Parkway.
35-year-old George Henry Hotchar arrested outside the gates of Eglin Air Force Base after a short chase that happened yesterday.
The Okaloosa Sheriff's Office says they got a call about a pedestrian hit by a truck. This would have been what happened near Beale Parkway. Deputies spotted a truck with visible damage to the hood. They tried to stop it and the driver sped off. They say that truck ultimately crashed into a barrier at the Eglin gate.
They say Hotchar got out of the truck and had, quote, an exchange with deputies. He was tased. Hotchar now facing charges from the Okaloosa Sheriff's Office, from the Florida Highway Patrol, and from Eglin Air Force Base. The West Gate was closed for hours because of this incident.
And this, a social media influencer in North Carolina is being ordered to hand over nearly $2 million for intentionally destroying a marriage.
All right, the jury ordered Brené Kennard to pay $1.7 million to her husband's ex-wife, Akira Montague. The lawsuit filed last year. Montague accused Kennard of alienation and affection of criminal conversation, whatever that means.
Well, what it means is the jury sided with the wife, who claimed that the affair damaged her health, caused her mental anguish, and deprived her children of a two-parent household.
Kennard claiming the couple's marriage was over and she was given consent for the affair. North Carolina is one of a few states that allows a spouse to sue the person they blame for an affair that ends a marriage. Tim Montague eventually left his wife for Kennard. Kennard has nearly 3 million followers on TikTok and a big following on Instagram as well.
Today at Starbucks, they're saying it's going to be a Red Cup Day rebellion with baristas set to walk off the job.
Red Cup Day, it's an annual holiday promotion. 1,000 workers, they say, are going to strike at about 65 stores in the states and across the country. Union members say Starbucks has failed to address some of their key issues.
They're talking about staffing levels, pay, alleged illegal labor practices like retaliation as well. The union had rejected a contract with Starbucks back in April. Starbucks says the union wouldn't negotiate and they only represent about 4% of the workers. The union says they represent a lot more workers than that.
Now, Starbucks calls themselves the best job in retail, says average pay is $30 an hour. Hourly workers have access to benefits as well. It's been 625 days since the parties first committed to reaching some sort of agreement.
There's going to be a food distribution in Pensacola next week. 5,000 pounds of food to be handed out at Cokesbury United Methodist Church on Monday, the 17th.
It starts at 10, goes till noon, or of course as long as supplies last. The parking area opens at 8 o'clock. It'll be first come, first served. Do bring a valid ID. At 7:16.
We're looking at 110 and Airport with traffic picking up. We'll keep checking the traffic for you throughout the hour, but right now you're looking good out there. Oh my goodness, there were more northern lights last night.
Yeah, and there's a meteor right behind you.
Oh, well, let me move.
Oh, well, they just switched the cameras, so now it's over here.
There we go.
I can't get it right. There we go. Thanks, you
but
guys.
then it went away.
Apparently, that's from the torrid meteor shower,
Yes.
we are told. Who knew we were going to get all of that together? I love this shot.
Yeah, it's amazing that we got two different photos, both with the meteor and both with the northern lights. So I mean, really, really cool. We're seeing that Tuesday night. Didn't quite get it last night because it did come in a little bit more north. It's hard to forecast.
Is it over?
It's over.
Oh.
Okay.
But we have the pictures to last a lifetime.
I love that. That's beautiful. We want to thank, can you roll that back for me? We want to thank Patty Coyne and Nicole Willis for those great shots. We sure appreciate it.
Yeah, print it out, put it on your wall. We're going to be looking at some nice weather today if you all want to get out and just enjoy not the northern lights, but just the gorgeous conditions we do have along the northern Gulf Coast. We will be looking at temperatures today, a little bit warmer. We're going to be in the mid 70s today, so it is actually a few degrees warmer than what we saw yesterday, and yesterday was already looking much warmer than what we saw at the beginning of the week. So we've had a big change since the beginning. We do have some nice calm skies over our Hardee's camera. We do have clear skies right now. Heading into the middle of the day, you'll start to notice a few clouds building in. Currently, we do have temperatures in the 40s and the 50s. And I still need a jacket out there, but it's not going to stay cool for long. We are still anywhere from 12 to even 13 degrees above what we were seeing yesterday. By this afternoon, a couple of degrees warmer, but we'll still reach the mid 70s for your high. So looking a little bit warmer out there. As you do head into the end of the week, your temperatures will be feeling a little different because we're going to have that nice, comfortable, refreshing feel with that drier air. It's going to get a little more muggy heading into the beginning of next week. So we do have a change with that. We're also looking at temperatures to become a little bit above average going well into next week. This is 6 to 10 days from the Climate Prediction Center. It still looks like the mid to upper 70s for us as we head into next week. So 74 today, 75 going into your Friday. We will stay into the mid 70s through the rest of the week. 74 going into Monday. Tuesday, we could even see temperatures in the upper 70s, so looking a little bit warmer, and that does come with that humidity as well. So feeling a little bit more like Florida. Your radar does look very dry. We're going to have those calm conditions as you do head through your day today. Just going to have a few more of those clouds building in, and you can see that here, especially by the afternoon. It just looks a little different, not quite as sunny. The sunshine does move in as we head into your Friday. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will continue to stay very warm in the mid 70s. Heading into your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to look very similar to what we have for Friday. It's just going to be nice, sunny, and warm. So if you have any of those outdoor plans, or if you haven't made those plans yet, being outdoors will be quite nice. We will have the mid 70s, so it's still going to feel like that Florida fall outside. Let's talk about the tropics. We are still in hurricane season. It is looking calm, though. Not expecting any tropical activity as we head into the next 7 days. Your Seatow Marine forecast, we have 1 foot for the Gulf, winds variable at about 5 knots today, and we are looking at your yellow flags flying with a good chance we will see those green flags later on today. Let's get you through your week ahead. We do have temperatures in the mid 70s as we move forward. We'll have plenty of sunshine heading into your weekend. Heading into next week, we are going to see temperatures a little bit warmer, going from the low to mid 70s into the mid to upper 70s all the way through that Wednesday. And we'll start to wake up warmer, getting in the 60s as you wake up for next week.
All right, former Dancing with the Stars champion Bobby Bones no longer has his mirror ball trophy. He gave it back. Why would he do that?
Bobby Bones says he has handed back his mirror ball trophy from Dancing with the Stars.
All right, here's the deal. He put it on TikTok, calling out recent comments by former host Tom Bergeron, who returned to the show, the other night as a guest judge. Now, during an interview, Bergeron was asked which elimination he found the most shocking. Rather than saying that, he said...
Apparently, he said that he was shocked by Bobby Bones' win.
Oh, okay. And Bones was a weaker dancer on the show in season 27. He still went on to win it all. And he said Bergeron's words were hurtful because he didn't even want to do the show, but still gave it 100% while working a full-time job.
And here's what I think. At first, I thought, grow up, Bobby Bones, get over it. But having done a couple of those shows on a small scale, like the local, you can't help it. Even if you don't have the physical ability that some of the other people do, you throw your whole self into it. And I mean, so I get in the sense that he probably really gave it his all. And it's hard to have people go, oh, you didn't deserve it.
Yeah, he said back then he took a lot of grief for it. But now the new comment by Mr. Bergeron just kind of rubs a little raw.
But Tom Bergeron says that is not how he meant it. He said that his ouch was basically talking about how much trouble they did get, him and Sharna, after that whole thing, and that he honestly felt like there was a problem with the way they do the voting between the judges voting and the audience voting. That was kind of where he was.
So the controversy continues. I did one of those one time. I worked real hard.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You can't help it. You say, I'll just take it lightly, I'll just have fun. And then you go in there and you just train and try hard like you're a big-time dancer.
I was happy with second place.
Nice work.
Ish.
All right. Anyway, Dancing with the Stars fans, we want to ask you, just like Bobby Bones, there was a lot of talk about this season, people voting for Andy Richter. So do you think the fan votes or the judges' scores should carry more weight?
Look at this result.
Okay, y'all, scan the QR, vote, and maybe at least we won't have a toss-up by the time we check in tomorrow.
A song, artificial intelligence song, no people involved besides some guy who pushed a button, is now #1.
It's crazy. Walk by Walk by Breaking Rust hit #1 on Billboard's country digital song sales chart.
Who came up with that name? There's 3 million plus streams on the Spotify in less than a month.
They thought it sounded country.
Yeah.
This is the first time an AI-created song has reached the top of the charts. Now, listeners say it's obvious that it's AI. The sound is compressed. The vocals have that digital shimmer to them.
Now, a lot of musicians, of course, have been calling for regulation on this, including Elton John, to name just one on the top of the list, saying, hey, we got to regulate this before it gets out of control. We had that story earlier about Matthew McConaughey really buying into having a company recreate his voice.
Yeah, basically selling his voice and saying, do what you will. But people still argue AI can't connect with fans. That's huge. And also, why do we want to take the human talent and make it hard for really talented people to...
Because it's easy and you make money.
Let's look at some pictures.
All right, this is from Deborah Miller. She's titled this Getting Warm. Aww. I used to have a Chihuahua growing up, and he definitely liked to get warm.
Oh, yes.
Good morning, Fred Sowers. Thank you very much. This would be your Canadian goose in fall colors.
What a great shot. We love it. We're back to the news in a moment. Of families seeking answers after their father was killed in an office in Pensacola. Coming up, the reward they are offering for information about the suspect.
All right. Jeffrey Epstein, newly released private emails show that he mentioned President Donald Trump a number of times over a 15-year span.
Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released over 20,000 new documents yesterday. Among them, emails sent from Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as to author Michael Wolff. These emails mention President Trump. Here's an example. Epstein writing to Maxwell, quote, "The dog that hasn't barked is Trump."
Email said one victim spent hours with Trump at Epstein's home. White House identified the victim as Virginia Giuffre. She once worked at Trump's spa at Mar-a-Lago. Giuffre said she never saw Trump do anything inappropriate.
Yeah, that was in her memoir, which was recently released. Trump says he ended the friendship with Epstein when he learned that Epstein and Maxwell were luring away female staffers who worked at Mar-a-Lago.
Messages in 2018 redacted. One person apparently said they're really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can to do that. Epstein replying, "It's wild because I'm the only one able to take him down."
Trump did not send or receive any of these messages, and he's not accused of any wrongdoing.
And of course, since these emails came out, a lot of people on social media have something to say. Most of them saying, release all of them. It's about time.
Ronnie said, funny, they had these things for over 5 years, and all of a sudden they found something. They make me laugh.
From Casey, so all of a sudden, these emails are now surfacing. I find it a little hard to believe that after all this time, this hasn't come up before. Why wasn't this stuff released earlier?
In a related note, a vote on the Epstein files release is now scheduled in the House of Representatives for December, so we'll keep watching.
Pensacola police still looking for the man they think stabbed a Pensacola father to death at the AA Top Shop. That's on Davis Highway.
An employee found 57-year-old Dean Chambers stabbed in his office on Monday. He was a customer marine part supplier, and he leased space from the business. He knew a lot of the employees there.
Pensacola police releasing some new video and photos of a suspect. They say the suspect probably commutes around West Fairfield Drive and Brownsville.
Chambers' son Alex and his son Jacob, the two of them, are offering a $10,000 reward to anyone that will provide information leading to an arrest.
My father was murdered in cold blood. In cold blood. He wasn't murdered out of defense. This is a dangerous person that's on the streets of Pensacola. And anything that I can do and my family can do to keep this pain from somebody else is our main priority.
Crime Stopper is also offering a reward. You can call them at 850-433-STOP, and if you would like, you can remain anonymous.
Hundreds of comments coming in on this one. A lot of people offering prayers to Chambers' family and hoping this suspect is found quickly.
Diana says, so horrible. I'm sorry for your loss. I hope the killer is caught and prosecuted to the fullest.
Cheryl wrote something similar. I hope they catch him, she says. That man didn't deserve to die.
And from Ginger, Dean was such a nice guy. I can't even imagine this.
A Santa Rosa County man is going to spend life in prison for holding a woman against her will for hours in her home.
Jeffrey Holley was found guilty in November of kidnapping, sentenced to life in prison. It happened in November throughout the night of April 26, 2024. That's when it happened. Investigators say Holley tied up the victim with duct tape around her wrists and ankles, punched her, choked her until she passed out.
Well, she tried to escape at some point. She says he dragged her back inside and put her in the garage. Also then, she says he put duct tape over her mouth, tied her arms and legs together with rope, and threatened to set her on fire as she screamed for help.
Neighbors heard the noise and argument and later saw Holley get zip ties out of his truck. They called the sheriff's office. The victim was able to make enough noise for deputies to find her in the garage.
Holley later found hiding in the tree line on Spencer Field in Pace. The life sentence was handed down because he committed this offense within 3 years of his release from state prison.
It is 7:33 as we continue with the morning current.
Every time we look at the camera behind you, Brooke, I just go, wow, what a great day. And I go, wow, it's November.
Yeah, it's looking gorgeous to start our November. We're looking at temperatures starting off in the 50s right now. We're going to get into the mid 70s as you head into your afternoon. Looking beautiful. We'll have a few more clouds by the afternoon, so it won't be looking the same by the afternoon. Still looking nice, though. Still not expecting any rain. Radar is staying dry for us. Our temperatures right now, if you are making your way out and about, they're starting to warm up pretty fast. We're seeing 53 degrees now in Century, 55 Pensacola, 54 Fort Walton Beach 50 in Fairhope. So still want that light jacket as you head out the door. We'll get into the 60s and the 70s. So you want to prepare for that warmer afternoon. We do have calm winds this morning, so not too much of a breeze. Heading out the door today, temperatures will be warming up. We are expecting to go from those 50s and 60s into the 70s, highs anywhere from the low to mid 70s. Heading into the evening, temperatures will start to drop again back into the 60s and 50s as you wake up.
At 7:34, let's get a look outside. 110 near Cervantes this morning. Very light traffic there. And this morning, no reports of any sort of slowdown.
Stay with us. New research revealing how men affect women's pregnancies, specifically the father's attitude.
And a new TikTok trend putting relationships to the test. How one simple question can highlight how your partner really feels about you. But right now, we're not going to think about that. We'll think about that in 2 minutes. Right now, we're going to have a coffee break.
Cheers. All right, some of our producers were saying, dads, get it together. There's new research that shows a positive attitude from a woman's partner during pregnancy actually can affect her risk of preterm birth.
This is new research. I think it's just kind of, you kind of know this. Birth before 37 weeks apparently is considered preterm. Now, a study from the University of California. They followed 200 pregnant couples. They asked about their self-esteem levels and support for their partners.
Yeah, the dads specifically, they're asking them,
Yeah, when married fathers had higher levels of resilience and self-esteem, their partner endured less inflammation during pregnancy, and that translates to longer, healthier pregnancies.
Absolutely. They looked at the actual inflammation markers. The women who were surrounded by positive partners had the lower inflammation, and a quote from the co-author of the study is as follows. This is one of the first studies to show that a father's inner strengths, things like optimism and his ability to cope with challenges, ripple through the family in measurable biological ways.
In many ways, I would think, just in general, right?
But sometimes research just puts into words something that maybe you've always felt. It's still, still interesting.
This story is creating a lot of talk. It's called the bird test. the bird test. This is a test of how your relationship is going. Mostly women are doing this to men, right?
Yeah, it's adorable. I love this trend on TikTok, but it's a test dubbed the bird theory, and women record themselves telling their partner, I saw a bird today. And based on how they react, it just really determines how they are interested in the relationship or something like that.
There are two possible reactions, really.
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, I mean, like, okay, like this just wouldn't work in my house because either one of us are like, oh, I saw a bird. And you're like, what are you talking about? But apparently, if you say, I saw a bird, and the person's like, okay, cool, what's for dinner? That's saying that maybe you guys aren't connecting like you should be.
But if they say, really, what color was it? What kind of bird was it?
How did it make you feel?
I know.
Well, I was telling you about a video I saw, one of the bird challenges. She's like, I saw a bird today. And he's like, well, what type of bird? She's like, I don't know, it was blue. He went and got out a book, a birding book, and was like, was it this bird? Was it this bird? So
Is the guy seriously committed to the relationship?
Or he just really likes birds.
Or he was just really warned about the bird challenge. At any
yeah,
rate.
you've been warned. It could be a squirrel, too, or any sort of mundane thing.
Yeah,
right?
so be advised, gentlemen, and maybe ladies, if your partner asks you a mundane question, you've been warned by the Morning Current.
Jared tested it on LaDawn, and LaDawn was interested, so.
Yeah, so we've got great friendships and emotional closeness here amongst our team.
Hey, LaDawn, I saw a bird today. Thanks.
All right, you guys, we have more going on.
You can see all of our stories on the WEAR News YouTube channel. A lot of stories, local, national as well, plus the Morning Minute that Laura and I do every morning. 60 seconds of your top stories, get you up to date before you get out of the house. Just search WEAR News on the YouTube.
And coming up, will there be $2,000 checks? Won't there? Will there? What are we going to get? It appears the White House is doubling down on its commitment. We'll tell you what the latest comments are from the press secretary. Welcome back, 743. The White House says President Trump is committed to sending $2,000 checks to every American.
Caroline Leavitt reiterated the president's intentions yesterday, saying the president was clear that he wanted the checks to happen, says his team of economic advisors are, quote, looking into it.
The president started things off by saying the checks would be dividends from tariff revenue. Then Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent kind of backed off. He said, well, it may not be a check, maybe it's a tax cut, maybe it's something else. But Caroline Leavitt made it sound like they really are talking about checks.
So we don't know a lot about it. We don't know who would qualify, really. The president just said it wouldn't go to those who have, quote, a high income.
So, for example, and Bessent stressed this was an example, if it was paid out to everybody who makes $100,000 or less, 150 million Americans would be eligible. That would work out to roughly $300 billion. As of September 30th, the government has only generated $195 billion in tariff revenue.
Well, that math doesn't work, but the administration could promise to pay from, yes, anticipated revenue. That, of course, would add to the national debt, currently sitting at how much? Stand by, $38 trillion plus.
Yeah, lots of people online just basically saying pay down the debt and stop this. Lots of others going, hey, we want it. The Treasury Department is forecasting $3 trillion in tariff revenue over the next decade.
And then we have this. This seems like a smart move. After 232 years, no more pennies.
The last one was minted in Philadelphia yesterday after the executive order back in February. The problem is money. It costs 3 cents to make 1 penny.
U.S. Mint reported losing $85.3 million making pennies in 2024. Still, there are $250 billion out there, and they can still be used, of course, as legal tender.
Yeah, businesses are just going to have to adjust. McDonald's has said they're going to round your total to the nearest 5 cents. Auntie Annie's, Cinnabon, and others are saying they're going to round the cash transactions in the customer's favor.
Wendy's having their restaurants round down to the nearest nickel. Penny has been minted since when? 1793?
At first it was Lady Liberty, not even Abraham Lincoln. Can you imagine? That change happened in 1909. The original penny was as big as a quarter, and the final ones that they minted yesterday are going to be auctioned off. They won't be in circulation. By the way, they're now talking about the nickel.
It costs 14 cents to make a nickel.
To make one nickel.
Yeah.
You know, we all need to have a long conversation about inflation, but not right now.
No, let's talk about, I don't know, traffic. It is 7:46. We're looking outside at 110 near Brent Lane this morning. Traffic moving smoothly on a Thursday morning.
I got some for you, you guys. You know, it is World Kindness Day.
Okay.
National Kindness Day or World Kindness Day. But Travis, who is streaming with us on Facebook, says, remember, we don't know what is going on in people's lives, so just smile and say, have a blessed day. Good reminder.
What are we supposed to do for the other 364 days, though?
You can be angry and mean. No, just don't do that.
Don't encourage him. I mean, I got to stand right here.
Well, it'll start a trend today.
It
If you
will.
start being kind today, it'll carry on for the rest of the
You know, it does make sense. Like if you're nice to someone, if you show kindness, then it typically has a ripple effect.
And note to all of us, the weather is always a pretty safe topic. Just
Yes.
stay off politics, talk about the weather.
Yeah,
Please.
exactly. And we're seeing some nice weather today. We do have some beautiful conditions all the way through your weekend. So if you are heading out and about today, we do have those nice sunny skies. We're going to be looking at those clear skies as you go through the morning, and by the afternoon, a few passing clouds. Still not going to be looking too insane cloud cover wise. It's just going to be a little different than what we've been seeing the past couple of days. So just something to mention. Heading into the rest of the week, we're going to be looking at some beautiful conditions, really not changing much. Today we'll just have a few more of those clouds. Tomorrow we'll have more sunshine, and that's going to last through the weekend. Right now, our temperatures are warmer. We're in the 40s and the 50s, most of us in the 50s now. We're anywhere from 13 to even 10 degrees, depending on where you are, warmer than yesterday. And yesterday was already a huge warm up from what we were seeing Monday, Tuesday. We're going to be getting into the mid 70s for today, so it is going to feel warmer, and it does get a little more humid heading into the end of the weekend and really into Monday, Tuesday. So you'll start to notice more of a Florida feel out there. We will be seeing that humidity increasing at least through the beginning of next week. This is a trend that doesn't really go away for at least the next couple of weeks. We're expecting 6 to 10 days from now, still looking above average, and this is what we're seeing already today. Above average temperatures around 74 degrees. We'll be around mid 70s through the middle to end of the weekend and heading into the middle to end of next week. Still going to be anywhere from 74 to about 77 degrees. Let's talk about our rain chances, because really not expecting much. We do have those nice, calm, clear skies right now. We'll have a few clouds moving in. Not going to be seeing any rain with this, though. You'll just notice a few more clouds in the afternoon, bringing some shade. Heading into the evening, we will have temperatures falling, getting into the 50s. We'll have clear skies, though, and we'll be looking at some beautiful conditions for Friday afternoon. Still going to be looking at mostly sunny skies as we head into your Friday and Saturday. We're going to be looking at that sunshine all the way into the beginning of next week, so not seeing much of a change all the way through at least Wednesday. Let's talk about the tropics now. Things are looking nice and calm. We're not expecting any tropical activity as we head into the next 7 days. We will continue to update you as we go throughout the rest of hurricane season, but as of now, all is looking nice and quiet. Stay-tuned rain forecast, 1 foot for the Gulf. Winds are variable at about 5 knots for today, and we do have your yellow flags flying with a good chance we will see green flags a bit later on today, and those water temperatures have dropped to about 70 degrees. Here's a look at your week ahead. We do have temperatures in the mid-70s today. We'll stay in the mid-70s all through the weekend. We're going to be looking at mostly sunny skies. Going into next week, we'll have a few clouds, but we are still going to be looking at some beautiful conditions overall.
We're going to talk about seagulls. Seagulls specifically, they want your food, you know this, but there's a way, there's a method, a how-to to make them stay away, on the way.
Well, yelling won't solve all of your problems, especially on World Kindness Day, but it will solve one apparently.
Apparently so. Researchers at the University of Exeter say shouting at seagulls will make them more likely to leave you and your food alone.
Now, apparently the people at the University of Exeter have too much time on their hands. Editorial opinion.
Okay,
All right, what they've done here, they placed a closed box of French fries on a beach to attract the gulls. And they had a little sound thing, either a man saying go away.
Screaming.
Or wait, hang on, I'm getting there.
Okay, okay.
A man saying go away, or a man screaming go away, or a beautiful songbird.
All right, that was much better. I shouldn't have interrupted. As it turned out, the songbird did not drive the seagulls away, but
Yeah, apparently out of 61 birds, nearly half exposed to the shouting flew away within a minute. I'm sure they got some fries within that minute. Within a minute, they're going to have a couple of fries.
So researchers are saying that talking may stop them in their tracks, but shouting will make them go away. I don't think they've met the seagulls on our local beaches. I just don't think so.
Why did they do this? They say they wanted to show that physical violence against seagulls isn't necessary. Who is doing something physical to the seagulls?
You've not heard. I'm not going to repeat it here. Some people are.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway, a study in 2019 found staring a seagull down can also be an effective way to keep them off your food.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Some seagulls are bold, though.
Okay, shorebirds and brown pelicans are protected, by the way, through state and federal laws in Florida, so don't touch them. Signs are posted around certain areas during nesting season, and always especially watch out for the chicks.
The shorebirds. This is a little aside. When I ride in Fort Pickens, they dive bomb you as you're riding through. Like, you're not near them, you're not near their nest, but like you can see the shadow and they like scream at you, and it's just.
Stay off my babies.
So they're doing an experiment to see if yelling at you will make you
They
go
do
away.
yell when they dive. They're like, ah! And like I'm yelling back. I'm like, stop! And I'm like pedaling as fast as I can. Anyways, it's a fun experience.
Brooke Richardson, communing with nature. Let's show some pictures.
All right, this is Eric Beckner, Northern Lights and Gulf Breeze. That is so pretty with the trees there.
Oh my gosh, stunning. And I love this one from Crystal Cohey. This is Brennan and Dale cuddling up to stay warm in the chilly morning, and she got them at the Escambia County Animal Shelter, adopted them there, and says they are so loved. Shout out to everyone at our local shelters. You're doing yeoman's work, and we love you.
They look so cuddly.
The morning current will return momentarily.
Well, thank you for watching The Morning Current.
We're so happy you were here. We hope you do it again with us tomorrow at 7 a.m.
We will see you then.